Hello Internet, I'm Andrew with Angry Mojo Games. Lieutenant Sebastian here has brought me a copy of the new Warhammer Age of Sigmar box set. He went down to our friendly local game store at 12:01 a.m. They were kind enough to let us purchase it at the moment we possibly could. So I want to give a shout out to Paladin Tech and Game in lovely Orlando, Florida. We're going to do a little unboxing video. We're going to be doing quite a few of these videos over the next month or so. This is a major release. It's not really the new edition of Warhammer Fantasy. It's a completely new game set in the same world, using the same models. There has been a ton of discussion on the internet, a lot of it negative. I want to find out for myself what this is. I have a personal opinion that you cannot know a game until you've played it at least 6 times. So we're going to go and do battle reports, we're going to do a couple hobby tutorials, we're going to do everything you need to know to get a good, in-depth look at what this major release is. First on the docket, we have the unboxing video. So what do you think, Lieutenant Sebastian?
Ribbit, ribbit.
Let's see what's in the box. Alright, so here's the box. Got the standard battle scene that we kind of expect from Warhammer. Big Warhammer on the top, lots of skulls, lots of blood, lots of grimdark. Back of the box has the contents, but we don't need a list. We're going to crack this baby open. See what's what. Take away this annoying cellophane first. If I actually have the manual dexterity to do so. And let's open it up. So, first thing, on top, great big bag of bases. Looks like we got enough for everybody. We've got a mixture in here, 25 mil, 32 mil, 40 mil, probably some bigger ones. And we have 2 measuring sticks. Now, these are very different from the previous measurement sticks that have come in Games Workshop boxes. They're not those thin little red things with the numbers kind of very barely raised on them. These are pretty significantly differentiated with the numbers. I might wind up using these in a lot of games, actually. Plus, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be smacking other people with them, and they'll be smacking me. Now we have the stars of the show. We got sprue, 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 and sprue. We'll get back to those in a minute. And underneath, of course, we have more bases. Some pretty big figures in here. So we have some pretty big bases. Thing of dice, if you didn't have enough already. Small transfer sheet. That's actually kind of classy. I like that. I know a lot of people don't use transfers. I use them from time to time. And there's another one right here underneath the rule book, just in case you need more. Then, of course, we have the book, which I am under the understanding this is not actually a rule book. This is a storyline book, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's take a look at what you really want to see. Got a first sprue here, and it looks like we got some nice big angel wings. Second sprue here. Doesn't look like they're quite identical. We've got a bunch of new models. Fantastic detail on these guys. Let's go and get a closer look at that. Now, these are Games Workshop models, so they are, of course, top-notch of the industry. Normally, these starter sets have simple, snap-together figures. These look like they're a little bit more complicated than that, and I'm looking at this detail, and that is pretty awesome. Really going to look forward to painting these guys. Looks like that's mostly the Stormcast Eternals. And then on the other half of that sprue, looks like we have the Warriors of Khorne. So we've got some Lesser Chaos Marauders. In all sorts of angry poses and angry facial expressions. Moving on here, looks like we got some pretty heavily armored Chaos guys, as well as a big ol' nasty brutish looking fellow. Check out that detail. And on this final sprue, we got some, what I'm assuming are Fleshhound looking things. Those are Khornate demons for the uninitiated, as well as some sort of horrible monster that the angel is riding. which is an interesting little dichotomy, but very Warhammer. That is some really awesome detail. These things are going to look great when they are all put together and painted. Now we have this cellophane packet where we've got the Age of Sigmar book, dun dun dun, as well as a little leaflet containing assembly instructions, just in case you can't figure it out. Which, with Games Workshop models, is a distinct possibility. Oh, there's something else in here. This is what I've heard so much about. We have the Age of Sigmar rules. Now, I know one of the things this has been getting a lot of criticism about. You have rules, rules, and rules. That's it. 4 pages of rules, granted it's a small font, triple columns. That's still not very many rules, especially compared to the giant 256 some odd page monstrosity that the previous edition of Warhammer was. This book itself, from what I've heard, it's almost entirely storyline, pictures of the painted models, Blades of the Blood God, with skulls and blood skulls, with blood warriors and blood reavers and blood. And in the back here we have some scenarios, which is probably going to be what we're doing battle reports of. And in the back I want to get to the other thing I've heard of. We have these. These are the new ways that units are being presented. They're called War Scrolls, and they have all the information you need to field a given unit. Now, a lot of the War Scrolls for the previous models are available for free online, and there is a concern, at least as it has been presented now. Age of Sigmar does not have any sort of points system. It's mostly you bring whatever models you want. I've had it described to me as a beer and pretzels game or beer hammer. From a competitive environment, this is very concerning, but I'm going to play around with it and we're going to see where it goes. So, book, rules, assembly instructions, dice, water slide transfers, some cool measuring sticks, enough bases to sink the Titanic, and 5 double-sized sprues of what may be some of the coolest models I've seen in the past few years. And that's what's in the box.